I'm certain I have been asking, and I see it not. And the more I ask, the more I don't see it. What's going on? Who's listening? I'm asking, where is it? And we say, what you must know is that you cannot stop asking. We call that step 1. Life causes you to ask. Even the one-celled amoeba in the ocean is asking because it has its own perspective, and from it, it is coming to new conclusions. The evolution of all species is about this basis. So, step 1 is, contrast causes you to ask, and ask, and ask. And step 2 of this process of eternal creation is, when you ask, it is always answered. It is given. But we want you to know that not only does Source answer what you are asking for, but Source then turns undivided attention to that which you have asked for, giving never attention to the dilemma that caused you to ask, or the problem that made you reach for the solution, or the question that makes you yearn for an answer. Source gives undivided attention to the solution, to the answer. And so not only is it given, but it has become vibrationally. Now, if you are not accustomed to the idea of vibration, then those words may not be very satisfying to you. And most physical beings are really looking for the evidence of what they're asking for. Give me the evidence of the love of which you speak. Give me the evidence of the well-being of which you speak. Give me the evidence of the prosperity of which you speak. Give me the evidence. And we say, the evidence must come, and it must come immediately on the hills of your vibrational alignment with same. In other words, if life is causing you to ask for wellness because you are sick, but you are so aware of the sickness that you hold, as your physical body is uncomfortable and you turn your undivided attention to the discomfort, as you feel the fear, as you worry about it progressing, you hold yourself unwittingly in vibrational alignment with the opposite of that which you are asking. So even though you've accomplished step 1, you've lived contrast and you have asked, and even though Source is seeing you whole and well, and vibrationally it is already so, the manifestation is yet to catch up with it, because there is always a buffer of time between your asking and your full manifestation. And during that buffer of time, it is your work to do what we are calling allow yourself to become a vibrational match to that which you have asked for. Many of our physical friends say, I so much would like more money. I want more money. I want more money. I want more money. And we say, tell us what that would be like. And they say, can't do it. Don't have enough money to know. And we say, but what do you think more money would feel like? Would it feel like well-being? Would it feel like stability? Would it feel like appreciation? Would it feel like well-being? And almost without exception, they say, I need more money, I need more money, I need more money, I need more money. Don't have enough money, don't have enough money, don't have enough money, don't have enough money. Would like more money, don't have enough money, don't have enough money, don't have enough money. It's not fair, 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 it's not fair. Without realizing that they are practicing and therefore making a chronic vibration, a dominant vibration, and not understanding that you can't set your radio dial on 630 don't have enough money and let in 98.7 plenty of money. The frequencies have to match up. You cannot set the frequency of your being on what you're looking at and move to something else. And yet, that's the tricky part, isn't it? Because you have done such a good job of being in your bodies as you wanted to be, and observing what's around you as you wanted to observe, and exploring the contrast as all of us knew you would and wanted you to. But there's this one small thing that you keep doing that doesn't serve you, and that is you keep justifying why you want what you want by defending, by exaggerating, by complaining, by explaining, by pointing out what is. So it's just a very simple and powerful and really wonderful, when you get the hang of deliberate creation, fact of life, that you cannot get something different than what you're looking at, and you cannot get something different than what you're feeling when you're looking at it. Because it is always true, what you think, and therefore what you feel, and what you receive are always a vibrational match. So, if there are things that you want that are different than what you've got, you have to tune yourself differently. And the best way we know to tune yourself to something differently is to talk about what you want and why you want it. When you talk about what you want and how you'll get it and when it will come and where it will come from and who will bring it, it usually causes you to get into a more resistant place. But when you talk about what you want and why you want it, usually you can step back far enough to get into the essence of what you're reaching for. And with far less effort than it takes you to learn how to play Quicken on your computer, far less effort than any computer game or program, you can tune yourself, if you care about how you feel, into vibrational alignment with who you are. But these things you must understand first. You must first understand that the source within you, the source that is you, is pure positive energy. In other words, tuned in, tapped in, turned on, feeling good, liquid love. And when you tune yourself to something other than that, then you're out on the raw and ragged edge. Some call it the leading edge, others call it the bleeding edge. You're out there where you are vibrationally so far apart from who you really are. And this is the thing we so want you to hear. If you get this, we'll speak it clearly and slowly and again until you have a very good opportunity to get it if you want to get it. We want you to understand why you feel what you feel. We want you to understand what your emotions mean to you. We want you to understand that you are the creator of your own reality and that life has caused you to expand into new places that if you don't go, you don't feel good. In other words, when life causes you to ask for something that you're not currently living, the source within you follows that rocket of desire and literally becomes the vibrational equivalent of what you are asking for. And many of you who are looking for manifestation say, well, that's not really a big deal to us because we can't pay the rent with vibration. And we say, you could if you'd flow with it long enough that you'd let it manifest into something tangible. But what happens so often is, even though you're on the track because you're feeling hopeful, and even though you're on the track and things are lined up ready to be yielded to you, if you are insisting on the manifestation first before you believe it, then you keep looking and not finding it, and then in the not finding it, you find vibrational alignment with the absence of it, and you cannot find vibrational alignment with the absence of something and get the presence of it. Law of attraction does not allow it. You must find vibrational alignment with what you want. Now, many say, easier said than done, and we don't disagree with that. We know that when you've been beating the drum, you learned it from your mother, you observe it in your environment, you talk about it with each other. Your own life experience gives you the evidence. It's such an interesting thing. You say, I believe this because it is. And we say, it is because you believe it. And you say, no. It was before I even knew about it. And when I gave my attention to it, it was already there. And of course I believed it. I've been collecting the facts and the evidence of life for a long time. I've been a truth seeker and I see the evidence. I see true things all around me. And we say, yes, you do. But what you are seeing as you are looking at all of these true things, you are seeing the evidence of the way someone flowed energy. Because whatever you give your attention to long enough becomes a reality. And so, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would not be so interested in finding and quoting and stating and repeating the truth of things while we understand why you might want to, because there are so many things that are true that you don't want to live. And there are so many things that are true that you do want to live. And there are so many things that are true that you do not want to support and add power to. And there are so many things that are true that you do want to support and add power to. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, the criteria for that which we give our attention to would not be the truth of it. It would be the feeling of it. Because when you reach for the feeling of it, you will find which things you give your attention to that are absent of the source within you. And you will find which things you give your attention to that are full of the source within you. When you look at the face of a child and you feel that love flowing through you so much that you can barely keep yourself from sweeping the child up in your arms and absorbing them into your being, that means you are a vibrational match, a perfect vibrational match to the source within you. You are one and the same. There is no separation between you and you. You are up to speed with the fullness of who you are, and you are flooding the power of that source energy all over the environment in which you are focused. But if you are giving your attention to the truth of something and it causes you to double over in discomfort as you want to close your eyes from it, as you feel the fear that washes through you, or the sorrow or the sadness or the anger or the despair or the depression, as you feel that negative emotion within you as you give your attention to it, that is your indicator that you, while you have the free will to give your attention to whatever you choose, it is right that it is that way. You have chosen something so separate from that which the source within you looks at that you have effected a temporary separation between you and you. Not to worry though, because when you croak, that separation will cease. In other words, when you withdraw your attention from this time-space reality and you reemerge into non-physical, who you really are will be the dominance of your vibration, and you will again regain the fullness of who you are. We come forth because you've asked us to, and we don't think you should have to wait until you croak to really be who you are. We think that you should be able to be source energy and send a part of that energy into this body, and that in this body, in this personality, you should be able to sift and sort and know what you don't want and know what you do want, and that you should build as you are building a vibrational escrow. You are expanding as that source energy being, expanding all day, every day. And the source, who remains non-physically focused, rides your rocket of desire and holds to that vibration, never again turning attention to where you've been that made you want it, but only giving undivided attention to the expanded part of you. And when you find some reason, some excuse, some feeling that causes you to then turn and give your undivided attention to what you're asking for rather than the need that has caused you to ask, to look in the direction of the solution rather than beating the drum of the problem, to look for the idea of the answer or the cure rather than beating the drum of the illness or the problem or the question. When you start feeling your way, when you feel your way by caring about how you feel, and you begin to tune to the source within you, what happens is you become that source energy being here in this physical body, and then and only then do you even begin to be what you intended to be when you decided to come forth to begin with. Not one of you said, I'll go forth, pinch myself off from source, bang around. Not one of you said that. Not one of you said, I'll suffer and it will be really hard. And then they'll make monuments about me. Not one of you said that. Not one of you. You did not say, I'll go forth and separate myself. You said, I'll go forth and life will cause me to expand. And when the expansion occurs, which is the idea, which is the desire, which is the basis of all the eternalness that we are. You know that contrast that you don't like? It's the stuff that puts the eternalness in eternity. That contrast that you often would like to do without, that's the stuff that causes the expansion. That's the stuff that makes us all continue to be. And the advantage that we have when you explore contrast is that we ride the rocket of expansion and we explore vibrationally all of the options. And we hold attention to that object of attention, and as law of attraction begins to respond to that which you have given birth to, all things that benefit it, that are part of it, begin to come to it. You are just the last holdout. Because often, while you want it, and while you gave birth to it, and while it belongs to you, and while you are the creator of it, you don't find vibrational alignment with it. And when you don't, you feel the negative emotion. And so it is fair and accurate to say that every negative emotion you feel, without exception, is because life has caused you to become something that your current attention is not letting you fully become. In other words, you're not keeping up with you. And then, when you don't keep up with you, it's so easy to say, well, it's because of what that one's doing. When I look at that one, I feel good. But when I look at that one, I feel bad. And if you would be more like that, then I would feel better. And so you are the reason that I don't feel good. And then you get off on this tangent. You're sort of crazy about it, where you try to control the world. You try to get other people to behave the way you think you need them to behave so that you can feel better.